Welcome to the Encourager Podcast. I'm Rebekah Scott. I own Rebekah Scott Designs, where I am the designer and the CEO. I believe that if you desire an active, impactful role in your children's lives while simultaneously wanting to provide an income for your family, then being a mompreneur is exactly what you need to work at home. The Encourager Podcast is my way of inspiring and motivating you with insightful knowledge, tips, and advice from myself and other successful working women who put their families first. So let's take action and encourage one another. So I wrote a book. Say what? Yes, I did. It's called Equipped to Execute, guiding moms to joyfully impact their families and business. You know when you listen to a podcast and you think, goodness, I wish I could write that down, or I wish I could refer back to that in written form? Well, that's why I wrote it. I needed to answer the question, how do you do it for you and for myself? So this labor, and I do mean labor of love, will be available for pre-orders for our book launch team. Visit theencouragerbook.com for details on the incentives, which include signed books, speaking gigs, a full day to brainstorm your business with me, and awesome Rebekah Scott Designs product to go with. The book includes chapters about how to ward off fear, how to set goals, how to make key decisions, and how to execute your dreams while raising your family, and loads of stories of my own journey with business and a growing family. So hop on, pledge what your heart screams for you to do, and pre-order yours today. We got this, Encouragers. Hello, Encouragers. Today I want to talk about the Holy Trinity. Now, before you turn it up and think about what my opinion on religion or spirituality is, this is not that Holy Trinity. However very important that Holy Trinity is, this one is about the Holy Trinity of work from home businesses or moms or fathers, how to keep things in order and have a Holy Trinity during the noon hour. And the reason why I call it the Holy Trinity is because it's three things that if I do, no matter what, the day just goes so much smoother. So you can set your clock by Becca and her kids doing this every single day. The Holy Trinity is pickup time, lunchtime, and game time. And you've heard me mention a few of these things with my other podcasts, but I wanted to delve into a little bit deeper detail and why I have realized over the years that these are just so important. So for us, pickup time starts at 11:30. And depending on the age of your kids and when they need naps, like if they're going from 2 naps to 1 nap, my 2 that are home with me right now are 4 years old and 2 years old. So the 2-year-old is down to just 1 nap a day. And also, the 4-year-old still naps. So I'm really regimented on they're going to do nap time at 1 p.m. That just works best for our routine right now. But remember to pick a time for nap time and stick to it. Don't just have nap time when they get sleepy, which is obviously ideal, but it will mess with them every day. And every day you're juggling around their schedule. Remember, make your schedule and they will adjust to you. So if it seems like they're too crabby by 1 p.m., then start their nap time at 12 p.m., but do it every single day. Try to figure out the pattern of your child and keep a little, either a mindset or a little tiny note somewhere that just says, it seems to me, like for me, my child's name at 4 is Rosalind. Rosalind is really bent out of shape by 11:30. Well, then you know nap time needs to be moved up to 12, which means lunchtime needs between that. So just kind of keep an eye on your child and when it seems like they're most tired, so you can set nap time by that each day. So for us, we've decided that is 1 p.m. And honestly, my 2-year-old is totally ready by 1 p.m. to take her nap. So it works out really well. But we'll start with the first one of the Holy Trinity because I just backtracked from nap time would be the end game. So the 3 things that you need to do before nap time, if you're on the traditional 1 nap a day, is the first one is pickup time. And we do pickup time at 11:30. And that just means the toy room is connected to my studio. And so we just walk around together, picking up whatever they would have gotten out that morning while I was working and they were playing. I call the morning time work and play. So Rosalind 4 will say, what are we doing today, Mom? And I'll say, well, it's work and play this morning, which means I work and you play. And then it's the Holy Trinity, pickup time, lunchtime, and game time. Now, Rosalind doesn't know the word Holy Trinity. I don't use that with her because it's confusing enough for adults. Can you imagine for a child? But she does know, okay, well, we're going to do pickup time. And we run around and we pick up. And the reason why I recommend picking up at least once in the middle of the day is because then it's not so overwhelming at 5 or 6 whenever you do quit your job. You can kind of put away some toys and then they've got a fresh new start start after nap time. So we run around and pick up and we do it together. And you can play a game with it. You can set the clock on your phone and it has a pretty little ring at the end. The kids love that. Or we play the Bossy Pants game. And that means somebody gets to be bossy and the rest of us have to follow her orders. And then we switch. And then the next person gets to be bossy. So if Rosalind gets to be bossy first, she tells Mommy, you pick up the Barbie clothes. Okay. And Pixon, you pick up the shoes. Okay. And then we do those things and then we switch. Then Pixon gets to boss us around because let's be honest, everybody loves to be bossy and everybody loves to be the leader. So we call it the Bossy Pants game and play it that way. So that's just an idea for your pickup time. And then that takes us about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we do lunchtime. And if you've been following my systems, I prep lunch the night before, if it's just leftovers from the night before, but I plan out what lunch will be that morning by 7:30 so that I'm not wondering all morning long, what am I going to feed them for lunch and wondering in the back of my brain. So I've already decided what we'll have for lunch. And then we have lunch for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I sometimes make the afternoon snack during that time if I hadn't made it that morning or decided that morning what the afternoon snack would be, but I prep it during lunchtime. So I get the cookies baking or the brownies. I'm sounding like a really unhealthy family, but it isn't always that. It just takes a little bit longer if we're going to bake something or put the stuff in the bread machine or cut up the vegetables or even write the note for my nanny to cut up the vegetables or the fruit or whatever I've decided for for snack time. So once lunchtime is made, I also set the oven to go off to bake if there's something I need to put in the oven, or I make sure that supper is cooking right along in the crock pot. And then after lunchtime, it's the kids' favorite part of the day and probably mine, game time. And game time is just picking a game or a puzzle or an activity that you do with your children uninterrupted for 30 whole minutes. It's a really good chance to have one-on-one time with them and snuggle time and just eye contact where you're fully engaged with them. You're not running around and doing two things at once. I don't even have my phone with me. I'm actually not a cell phone wearer. I don't put my cell phone on my body. It always just sits on my desk. That's a privilege I have. I realize that because of my work from home job, but all of my family and friends and staff know I don't run around with my cell phone. I check it when it's convenient or when it's best for me. But during that game time, put everything of yours away in the back of your brain and physically away from you so that you can just be with that child for 30 minutes. And the reason game time for me is so important is because at the end of the day, when you're really stressed out and you finish the day, you're like, gosh, did I spend any time with my kids like fully making eye contact, or was I just meeting needs and not cuddling them extra long or feeling like a good mom, all of those things? To me, the game time is like a total check mark on my guilt. Like, yeah, but I had that 30 minutes where I was just totally present. We did that puzzle and we hugged each other and we high-fived, or we went outside and went for a walk and went to pet our horses, or we played baseball, or we played Barbies, or we built a tower, whatever it is. I had that 30 whole minutes where I was just one-on-one and totally present. So for me, it's really just keeping my guilt in check of, nope, I did spend time with my child uninterrupted by all the other things I was able to accomplish today. And then it's upstairs for nap time. So if you can stick to this Holy Trinity, which is pickup time, which is really important because then it's not so overwhelming at the 5 or 6 p.m. hour. Then the lunchtime where you're just with them and eating and prepping anything for supper or snack. And then game time when you're just fully present with them. If you can keep those three during the day, things run so much smoother. And it's a really good break for your children to look forward to. Well, they know if they can't get access to you as much in the morning as they want, they know they're going to have that 30 minutes for game time. My kids almost plan all morning long what they're going to do for game time. They can't wait. They'll switch and then they'll argue over, well, we did a puzzle yesterday, so today we're going outside. They look forward to that time. So I highly recommend that. It takes about an hour and a half. So we start at 11:30 and then by 1, we are going up for nap time. So about an hour and a half of this Holy Trinity of pickup time, lunchtime, and game time. Try it out. Just keep with it. It may take 6 weeks for it to start really working, but I almost promise, no, I do promise, things will run so much smoother if you can do these 3 and keep them wholly to your work from home job. We got this, encouragers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have not done so, please subscribe to the show so that the latest episode will always be conveniently available on your device. You can also find the show notes on my website at shoprsd.com. That's shop with R as in Rebecca, S as in Scott, and D as in designs.com. The Encourager podcast tab is at the bottom of my website, which holds some great resources like my recommended book page, how to rate and review my podcast, and reflection guides that correspond with each episode. Each review and rating is so valuable to us. I sincerely hope you feel encouraged and empowered to tackle anything that comes your way this week. Remember to be grateful, humble, and kind. Then joy will come ushering in. Until next time on The Encourager.